My name is Marco Gomez, and my topic is going green. My proposition is that renewable energy saves money and helps the environment, and we all need to start using it now. Going green is a very popular term used in our current society. The definition of going green is start doing things little by little to help the environment, or just switch to only buying things that are eco-friendly and recycling. Not very many people dispute the fact that going green is the right thing to do and that it is good for all mankind. The issue is that are we all as individuals and collectively doing enough right now to protect the environment for future generations? Renewable energy is a large component of going green. It can be defined as any natural occurring inexhaustible source of energy as biomass, solar, wind, and hydroelectric power that is not derived from fossil or nuclear fuel. After a thorough scientific study ordered in 2007 by the U.S. Supreme Court, the Environmental Protection Agency issued a proposed finding that greenhouse gases contribute in air pollution that endanger public health and welfare. Greenhouse gases can be defined as gases in our atmosphere that absorb and emit radiation within the thermal and infrared range. Common greenhouse gases include in the Earth's atmosphere include carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, ozone, and chlorofluorocarbons. The findings of the EPA confirms that greenhouse pollution is a serious problem now and for future generations. President Barack Obama's call for a low-carbon economy and strong leadership in Congress on clean energy and climate legislation is a positive step in the right direction. My first supporting claim is that renewable energy helps the environment that we live in flourish and prosper. Three examples of renewable energy are the sun, water, and wind. First of all, renewable energy is 100% clean and they do not negatively impact the environment. Second of all, using these resources help prevent the ozone layer from diminishing as well as preventing global warming. And third, the sun's rays, the sun has produced, the sun has produced energy for billions of years. Solar energy is the sun's rays or solar radiation that reach the Earth. Solar energy can be converted into other forms of energy, such as heat and electricity. Today, people use the sun's energy for lots of things. Solar energy can be converted to thermal energy they use to heat water, as well as heat spaces like buildings and homes. Today, wind energy is mainly used to generate electricity. Wind is called a renewable energy source because wind will blow as long as the sun shines. In 2006, wind machines in the United States generated a total of 26.6 billion kilowatts per year of electricity, enough to serve more than 2.4 million households. This is enough electricity to power a city larger than Los Angeles, but it is only a small fraction of the nation's total electricity production of about 0.4%. The amount of electricity generated from wind has been growing fast in the recent years. In 2006, electricity generated from wind was 2.5 times more than wind generation in 2002. Of the renewable energy sources that generate electricity, hydropower is the most often used, and it accounts for 6% of the total U.S. electricity generation and 71% of generation from renewables in 2007. It is one of the oldest sources of energy and was used thousands of years ago to turn a paddle wheel for purposes such as grinding grain. Because the source of hydropower is water, hydroelectric power plants must be located on a water source. Therefore, it wasn't until the technology to transmit electricity over long distances was developed that hydropower became widely used. My second supporting claim is that not using renewable energy may lead to health problems due to pollution. Greenhouse gases, which are the production of burning fossil fuels, trap the sun's heat as well as ultraviolet rays that can give human skin cancer. Secondly, the pollutants like smog can cause serious lung diseases such as asthma, and thirdly, pollution causes aquatic and botanic life, harms aquatic and botanic life. According to the greenhouse effect by Loretta F. Casper, PhD, the ozone layer is necessary for life as we know it. The ozone layer absorbs most of the dangerous ultraviolet radiation. If more of this radiation got through, it would cause an increase in skin cancer and eye diseases such as cataracts. It has been estimated that a 1% depletion of the ozone layer will result in an extra 70,000 cases of skin cancer every year worldwide. Perhaps the most threatening environmental impacts to wildlife is climate change. Global average surface temperature is projected to rise 2 to 3 degrees Celsius by the end of the 21st century, or 0.2 to 0.3 degrees Celsius per decade. It is currently believed that most ecosystems can withstand at most a 0.1 degrees Celsius global temperature change per decade, before experiencing severe ecological stresses leading to some cases to species extinction. My third and final supporting claim is that renewable energy can help one financially. First of all, using renewable energy could save the U.S. money and be a factor in energy independence, because the U.S. imports more than 50% of its oil from other countries. Secondly, solar panels installed in houses decreases bills for heating homes. And lastly, the energy money you save is used to provide U.S. citizens with jobs and fuel local economies rather than on the importation of energy. New technologies have decreased the cost of producing electricity from wind, and growth in wind power has been encouraged by tax breaks for renewable energy and green pricing programs. Many utilities around the country offer green pricing options that allow customers the choice to pay for more electricity that comes from renewable resources. In addition to the cost benefits of solar usage, you also benefit from a cleaner environment, not to mention a cleaner conscience. In fact, the cost of not using solar power, which increases pollution and depletion of natural resources, is far greater than any upfront cost of solar panels systems. In a 2005 report on job potential of renewable energy in a program called Generating Energy, Generating Jobs, the state of Ohio presented data demonstrating that it would create more jobs than 47 other states, given a sizable domestic investment in renewable energy instead of politics that support domestic manufacturing. In conclusion, renewable energy saves money and helps the environment. We all need to start using it now before it becomes more expensive, more harmful, and harder to fix. Thank you.
Right, your claim actually has two parts, and the second part is a policy claim, so you need to focus on the factual issue. There's no preview of what the supporting points are going to be. There's a little bit of a definition about what you mean by going green, and I think on that third point, when you get to it, that you really need to show how going green is going to make a difference on the other 2 points, how it's going to affect pollution standards or global carbon dioxide levels, or any of the things that you mentioned as being potential risks. Your presentation, the structure of the supporting points, you did label them as you were going on, but that first point actually ends up with 3 multiple claims underneath it, and it's more descriptive than it is inferential, trying to describe the different ways in which these technologies might produce green results, so to speak. The evidence, too often we're getting kind of historical context instead of information that's particular to some of the information that you're citing. I thought there was good data on the growth of wind power and the estimates about how much the temperature was going up, although you do need a source citation on that one point. It doesn't sound like you've got a lot of experts. You have the one that you cited that clearly by name. Like I said, there's a lot of information about solar energy, and I thought you had good factual data on that point. You're just not consistent about citing the sources. Sometimes we get a reference to a study, and sometimes you mention the study, and then one time you did specify the author of the study. I think that you want to be more consistent on that. I'm not quite clear how the ozone level is affected by any of the information that you're talking about. The ozone layer is connected to greenhouse gases, but it's generally not been that the greenhouse gases are diminishing the ozone layer, rather that the ozone layer is what holds the gases in. So how is it that the gases or the ozone level is affected by the gases? I think you need a clear explanation of that. A lot of your points are very broad-based. You're very script-dependent. You're looking down most of the time. The third point needs to really address how those first two issues would be affected more by going green, and I don't think that you get that very much. In that last study that you had about Ohio, it seems to be talking about an economic comparison, and it needs to be a lot clearer than it was.